Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trustee
Yeah.
Trustee White.
Yes.
Trustee Daniel.
Yes.
Trustee Daniel.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Need a motion to approve. Approval of June 19, 2025 board meeting minutes, June 19, 2025 executive session minutes, July 1st, 2025 special board meeting minutes, finance report, pay the bill.
Second. Trustee
Yes.
Trustee Daniels.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes.
Trustee Daniel.
Yes. We're gonna go to the audience, and there's Mr. Shepherd here.
Yes, sir. Okay. So my wife and I, Amanda, are interested in the lot vacant at 340 Myers. Just had one question. I got an offer here to present the board. Just had one question. I'm gonna be honest with you. It come from a rumor through a real estate agent that you couldn't build our main home in Tilton. I talked to a couple folks. They said that probably wasn't true. I just want to make sure that's clear with the board that we could, if this was acceptable of our name. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have an offer here to present. I appreciate you guys' time. Can we get it to you, or? Get it. Thank you very much.
Just let you know, if you get the,
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
anybody else in the audience?
I get Tom.
Or-
Yes.
Yes.
This is the audience.
I can wait till somebody wants to go first. I can.
I was here the 26th and discussed with you, and I give Charles and my wife done it over the Closing Alley, and I give a copy of what I'm proposing to do. But we'll put a chain link fence and 2 farm gates, close it in, put a lock on, we'll bring a key over and make her and village hall, put a sign on the gate that says for utility access with the Tilton Village Hall. I was just wondering if that's your approval while I'm proposing.
As long as anybody needs to get it, because I think the only thing that's in that alley. So if you was to, if we have the access to get in there, I see no problem with that as long as. As long as the street department doesn't have a problem, street sewer.
Right. And I'm just waiting on surveyors to get there, once they get there, I'll call the fence company and have them come and install the fence and the gates. Thank you.
Makes sense, TJ.
Exactly.
The alley between Meekers and.
Mr. Meeker's house.
Okay, I didn't know there's
Across
not.
the street. You know what the station is on?
Yes,
Okay, it's the line, the alley, right?
okay, so that's actually considered an alleyway.
Well, I think it was when the vacated or something at one point in time.
Oh, okay.
The property was actually given these folks, but there's still a right of way back there. So that's the reason for the 2 gates. We would have a key for both sides. If we ever need it back there, we have it ourselves. It eliminates somebody driving through the alley back into the old Schultz property.
Right.
It's a sewer line.
Yeah, you,
The one that shows, yeah, I don't have a problem with it, because we talked about, that's kind of a private station anyway. Or it should be. So I don't have a problem.
And this is just for anybody to get up and talk. Specific.
State your name.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lynette Evans. Resident at 1630 Key Street, Illinois. I'm calling, I'm here today, asking the village if they would allow me, my ex-husband's property at 10 Glendale is going to be whatever. I have a 59 Ford Galaxy in the garage. I tried to get the Galaxy and they were the car, oh my gosh, who told people, he had an accident, and told people that, I wasn't able to get it, because I was told I need to get it before it comes in. So I'm asking the village if I can get some time to get in there and get my car. It was given to my son, I have the title. That's what I'm asking, from you guys, if you could say, okay, I mean, because they're gonna start with the house. I'm assuming that I can just get in there and get it. I will need to air the tire up and then I would just call. So that's why I'm here today, to see if I can do that. I think it would be a thing for,
How long are you looking to take?
huh?
How long will it take you to get?
At least 2 hours.
No, I'm days that will be over tomorrow.
Well, it's, right now, we're supposed to be off the property July 31st. I think you guys are still going through the process, through the courts and, things, because I mean, so I don't know, I'm just trying to be ahead of it to see.
Can you have it off the property by July 31st?
That's the problem. No, if he was there, I tried to go, if he's
So
there.
that's what Bill's asking is when can you have that car off the property?
What date?
Once it goes through the process, we'll schedule it for the election. If you need a couple of days, what I want, we don't want to crash your car.
Oh, God bless you. That's what I've been told was gonna happen.
But we're not going to drag it out.
No, it's, we should be able, you know, we say, hey, we're gonna do this. I mean, I had the tow truck there, I had an air compressor, I had whatever, it's holding out of there.
I have a better idea. You need to sit there and get it done as soon as possible. Call us and go, hey, I'm out of there. Because it's not up to us to check in with you.
Okay. Okay, so I would help, okay,
As soon as possible, get the car out of there.
I-
Notify us that you have it removed
okay.
before we schedule for demo.
Is there a reason you
That's my problem.
can't
Yeah.
go on the property or something?
Yeah,
It's an issue, and I'm trying to do it without.
we have some issues there, so once we get him off the property,
Okay, gotcha.
That's the issue. That's why I can't just say, hey, I can go get it.
We have no problem with that. Just as soon as you're able. You have to call off the property and notify us that you have it removed.
Yes, so like, here's what I think, I don't think he's gonna leave it for the first. I think he's gonna be up for demo day, because he's under the impression that he's got the illusion that he's fine.
Well, we can
That's what I,
just let us know when you get the car. No matter what you hear, just let us know when you get the car.
we'll make sure that
Yeah.
it's taken care of before that's going on.
Even if you
Okay.
hear that, even if you hear that demo is scheduled. Don't worry, just let us know when you get the car.
okay. All right, thank you, thank you.
Next,
I just want to say, I'm sorry, how happy I am about the lights on the bridge. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
yeah, that's a big game.
Lori Connor, everybody knows me. Well, I'm just so thrilled about the lights on the bridge. We got done very quickly after the last board meeting. And also, do we have any reports on the monument? For the,
All that I can tell you is that we called them, it's in the process of being built. We'll check what we'll do is when they get close to the finisher, and I'll probably notify us, and then we'll set a date. No, that's closed, because we're gonna have to set a new, foundation. And they'll probably ask us before we want.
okay. That's just one, you know, how this guy.
You ever, I know my dad passed away a year before we got his, so, and they never contacted. So,
Right.
I figured this would say,
Thank you.
sooner.
Okay, well, thank you again for the right time. Don't know how much I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm done.
My name is Becky Miller, and tonight I'm representing a larger group of people. Most of them couldn't be here. I myself am dealing with high blood pressure, son in the hospital. That's how you know how important this is to me. I have been the lead person in southern Maryland County in trying to stop the mural wind and solar project around Jamaica, Sidell, Indianola, Paramount. Originally, they went to the county board and they tried to file an application for a combined wind and solar project. The county told them, no, you cannot do that. We don't have ordinances to cover a combined project. You have to split it. So they filed their solar one first. And we have fought, my friends and neighbors and I, tooth and nail, and that is now in court. Nobody's died from it going to court. County board members have all survived, even though they were all told they would be individually sued. The county probably hasn't lost that much money because Mural had to file an application fee when they filed their initial application. So yes, it's a pain in the rear end. We found out. So that being said, I would like to ask a question, and I understand I might not get an answer from you. I was sent some questions to ask you, and then right before the meeting, my phone blew up because there's a bunch of FOIAs that have been sent out. And now that leads to other questions and some statements. And I would like to apologize. I'm not trying to be mean, hateful, or bash anybody. I'm just a very blunt person and I don't know how to sugarcoat things. First of all, the project on East Rock Lane that was supposed to be storage lockers and whatever the other word is. Now all of a sudden there's solar panels there.
It was always that.
Pardon me?
It was always that.
What do you mean?
There was storage units in the front, somewhere in the back.
But here's my question. Is that part of that enterprise zone that the county extended to you all to the car dealership out in that area? If not, why didn't you have to have the solar panels, the solar project approved by the county board? Because every other county project has had to go to the county board, to the wind and solar committee in the hearing process.
This was in our corporated limits, we have some committee, and we also have some, solar.
Okay, did they file it together as storage and solar? Do you have ordinance for a combined project? Or should that have been done separately? I'm asking.
No, when they came in here, we had some industrial. And he goes to the plan from the start was to put, rental unit storage units up front, solar in the back. They had a second project that they wanted to do, but the board voted the zoning down on that project on East West Rock. The zoning committee gave her approval, for the recommendation to zone where they're at now, industrial, which we did. And then we issued a special use permit for the solar.
And how many acres is that solar?
The total acreage back, solar, I do not know, the total acreage they were purchasing is 38 acres.
38 acres. I don't know how much of that is solar. Okay. So. I'm trying to get my stuff here in my head, actually, the.
Well, I have one question. We're an incorporated village.
Right.
We control what happens in incorporated. Outside of the incorporated area is where the county begins to get involved.
Like Danville has an enterprise zone. I understand that. I'm working on it. Okay, so what we found out from Mural is these companies like to approach mayors and other public officials and try to worm their way in before anything is publicly known. So, and of course, when they file their actual application, it becomes known. Plus, we know some of the landowners.
Hold on, please. Excuse me. I want everybody to understand, we're going to show total respect to anybody up there speaking. There's not going to be any interruption of the speaker. If you feel like you need to take a phone call, please step outside. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyway, so we know the Mormon church is 1,300 acres of this project. We know Smiths have signed up for 100 acres. And now we're hearing other names. And, this, I can't, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Here's some of the names we're hearing. Ribby, Hardy, some more Smiths. So, but that all has, I think, that has to do with easement, like running transmission lines. So here's where I get really, really passionate. Since I have a little child on the playground, if somebody was picking on some special ed kid, that just cuts to the core of me. And the fact that a handful of people, oh yes, I forgot her name, that's now associated with all this, is Mike Merritt. So I'll get back to that part in a minute.
Will everybody please turn their phone or their ringers off, please? Thank you.
So we notified Catlin some of the bigger names associated with this. Can you tell me who close to Tilton has signed leases with Earth Rights?
Who has signed with?
Yes, whether it be easement or.
The only one I can honestly guarantee, like you, I've heard, but guarantee, the only one I know is the big project going on between Tilton, Callan, and that's the ladder and things. And a few other individuals.
Okay, so you haven't heard names like Rudy
Now,
or
I have heard the damn Ruby one,
Rudy one.
but there's no confirmation and
Right, and without transmission, they can't get it where they want it anyway. Okay, so
Hang on one second. Wasn't there something in an ordinance meeting? I'm just trying to recall that I know Tiffany mentioned that there was no solar panels within the village limits. But then I thought, I don't know if it was you. I think maybe you said something about
There was someone
talk to somebody. You guys remember? I know you-
that already has a contract. Or
Someone with a
something,
contract.
yeah. But you knew somebody that already had a contract.
no, I don't know. It's the same, this is like she said, I heard
Okay.
that Ruby,
I thought you said you knew somebody that already had a contract.
that Ruby has signed on with Birthright.
Okay.
So I get these people that are gonna live right by it, being upset. I don't blame them because a handful of people being after the almighty dollar is gonna cost every one of those homeowners at least $100,000 in property value and up. I would be kicking and screaming if that was me also. If both villages would honor that 1.5 setback that you are legally entitled to have, which is, I've been told, permits Tilton to grow, it keeps industrial stuff away from the village. You know, there's a school sitting out there, right out there by there too. We got groundwater issues, we have the river runoff, wildlife. There are so many parts of our lives that are gonna be destroyed by this. If you all would honor the 1.5 setback, and Catlin would honor the 1.5 setback, but I think they might actually have another 1/2 mile they can add on to that, which I don't know how your zoning is set up.
Well, zoning determined by where your corporate limited. It's
Right.
allowed to have all.
But I think Catlin did some stuff back when the coal mine was trying to come in and move this colony, that I think they might have a little bit bigger. I know they have the 1.5 miles, but their zoning guy at the meeting Tuesday night was also saying, and another 1/2 mile. Well, I need to investigate that more.
Children and cattle overlay.
They do overlap. So there's,
And to answer your question about the 1.5 miles, the public act that I read, that 1.5 miles pertains to wind. You cannot set
it does pertain to solar also.
a wind.
No, and solar also. Because they've done some checking and I don't have the affidavit with me, but yes. Anyway, Either way, I wouldn't want that within a mile and a half, my school, my population, my. The other thing is, the other day I was driving through Westville, well, first of all, it was dawned on me at the county board meeting the other night. When I crunched the acres, 1,400 acres, and turned it into square miles. Well, let's see if you can get a visual for the county board members. So, it's big. It's larger than if you were to drive from Belgium, go to the other end of Westville, go out to the sides, this is bigger than all of that. That is ginormous, that is huge, it is unacceptable. The other thing is, I think I mentioned before, if you all had zoning questions or stuff, the things that your lawyer can answer. There's Phil Lukians, is he's a great guy, he's a lawyer, highly regarded, one of the most highly regarded lawyers in the state. And he represents the school districts and municipalities and wind and solar and groups of people that have him on retainer. These people around here are in the process of getting him on retainer and my urging because he's wonderful. So now, if all these backdoor underground communications have been going on, does that open up the villages for lawsuits? We definitely flag that transparency issue. So we know what's happening in Catholic. We know Dave Biggerstaff, a lot of fingers that have been pointed at him. I understand he works for you all too. I was made aware tonight a message where he's begging Earthrise to help him get out of the situation he's in. I hate to tell Dave Earthrise doesn't care about him. All they want is these projects to come in, get their tax incentives, leave a mess possibly for a future generation. So I just hope you guys do what I consider is the right thing and hold fast to that mile and a half and keep them out of here. If they end up with 10 acres left and they want to file their application to the county, fine, go for it, file their application to the county. But there's a big difference between 10 acres, 20 acres, a lot of these smaller ones, 20, 30 acres, and 1,400 acres. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Becky.
Everybody else? Good.
I just want to see if I can get some raw for my neighbor. He's at, I think, 109 TJ Taylor.
Is he? Is he? I don't know who your neighbor is.
Cannon office for me. And that trailer on the north side,
Okay,
he's the only one on that side.
okay.
He's got a little, and he's 83, so he could, but he's got a little bug on his bug in him.
I'll look at it and see if we can take care of it for him.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Hey, moving right along. The village municipal aggregation program, is Jared online?
Yes, we came and told her here.
Okay, hold on. The gentleman I'm gonna speak to is soon then. Team then. Okay. I don't know this fancy thing.
I can't see that.
You there?
It's screaming.
Just got something on Tuesday. We were second here, when we keep this on, taking out this one.
Yes.
19, baby. 19 this year.
Keep doing.
Right.
No, no, actually, she's over there, you can't get too dark.
Holders, all that.
Jared is muted on his end for IT.
Oh, it is then. So you should be able to hear us. Brian said that you did
I need a motion to amend the agenda, the municipal aggregation program was on the list as to when we can get Jared on team.
Second.
Trustee Perkins.
Yes.
Trustee Martin.
Yeah.
Trustee Sheets. Trustee Sanders. Yes. Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Lawrence.
Yes.
Report of village engineer.
Just gonna give you an update on the culverts project. We've submitted for the IEP permit for the water main relocation and the extension of the sanitary sewer from King Street towards site. Project is ready for the architectural plans reviewed and the civil plans. I'm waiting to get a proposal from Farnsworth Group, the architect part of that. You guys retained Farnsworth Group, it's been quite a while ago now to assist with reviews of projects that are in the enterprise zone. Recall that? Yeah, so that we wanted to make sure things were done properly, similar to what Danville does. And that, the rules will follow, because you get a sales tax break, basically. I don't have that proposal with me tonight, but I'll leave it up to the mayor when we get what can we do, you know? Obviously, we want to get started on it. So, I don't know, might have to be a quick special meeting at some point to authorize the mayor to sign that agreement, but we'll see. The next thing we'll need to do in support of that project is we're going to have to solicit for some proposals to install or do the water main work and the sewer work, which probably will involve a little bit of storm sewer work as well. So, maybe I can work on that. You know, you get authorization, maybe at the next meeting, I don't think. This solicit proposals from a couple of local contractors. Great question on culverts.
Yeah, let me interrupt you, but the grant title called me again, so make sure that the engineering firm got with the architect and all that stuff. I'm just,
All taken care of.
We get the sign yet?
I'm just,
Get what?
I was getting the sign. I know everybody asks where the sign is. Or how to do it.
hey, yeah, we had a hard enough time trying to convince you everything's in motion.
Well, I-
Hey, just Photoshop it in, take a picture.
So let's just move along, it's probably, I'm gonna guess we're gonna break ground sometime this fall. It takes, we could take us just 30, 60 days to get EPA permits, and we can't build anything without that. If any questions on culverts, looks like it's moving forward, and that should make everybody happy, right?
She's certified girls.
I got one in my town, not vote, so. The second item on there is, your public works director, Mr. George, requested that we look at, possibility of, seal coating the, streets or the roadways and the ball field and around the public works building as well. So, I don't have a proposal tonight, but we'll have it at the next meeting. It might be something we do this year, we might have to delay until next year because next month is August and can't do this work very well, very good in September. And, September 30th is that's the last day that you can do this kind of work because it's just the weather. It gets too cold and you don't want to be doing that kind of work when it's
Already back here.
like right now, would be perfect time, but it's so hot, you know, you want to do it when it's hot.
Right.
But that's going to be coming again next month as well. Anything you want to say on it?
I got a question, Tom. I don't know, we need to check in or whatever, but UPS facility, since they left, there's an in-ground tank over there.
Yeah.
Is that something that needs to have checked as far as soil? Make sure that there's no possible contamination, if there is, where they would have to take care of it.
Well, it's, all the tanks in the whole state of Illinois are all registered to this IEPA, so. I'm sure they're following along the rules and regulations on that, not sure, but big corporation normally does. They still own the property, so until they, I guess, decide what they're gonna do with it, at some point when they pull the tank, they'll have to get EPA permission to do that, and things have to be tested.
Yeah, well, it's been in there, and made it upgraded up.
I don't know, there might be some monitoring laws out there already. A lot of times there'll be a monitoring law close by, so they can sample it. On some years.
Have you had any updates on the Patriot project with the dealerships? Anything recently?
I'll let Mayor comment on that.
Any updates on the Patriot dealerships? Patriot dealerships? Any updates on?
The update on the Patriot dealership is that the corporate were both wants him to downsize it more. They feel that he thought he had too big of plans. So they're in the process of downsizing, and then he was talking about constantly coming back and talking to us more. And I basically told him, we're not adjusting our numbers. Our numbers will stay where they're at, or where they're at. So that's where we're at with that.
Yeah, if he's downsizing, then we need to revisit if that's the case. But yeah, I was just curious.
I need to hear back from him. I contacted him 2 weeks ago, is when I spoke to him, well, you can, I said, okay, just keep me informed.
Gotcha.
We're not the only one, so the property.
Well, yeah, there's been some questions asked, that's why I asked. Just curious. Thank you.
Chief, fire chief.
We ran 77 calls, 51 EMS, 10 fires, 14 assists, and 2 take out inadvertently hacked our system. 244 of our members responded to the 77 calls. We have continued training on truck 2. Truck 2 is outside, people see after the meeting, it's sitting outside, it's leather, so if they want to go around, they're going to turn the lights on. And they don't fly the ladder out, so if anybody wants to see it, they're more than welcome, because it does look pretty nice today. They got lighting today. And not talking to installed in all the fire trucks. We have some electrical updates we've been doing at the station. We've had wiring found, so he's doing a good job there. So continuing. Our attic has been enclosed, so it's OSHA safe. Our gas meters have arrived. And is in service, and we have to turn down to look for number 4 gas meters, carbon monoxide, oxygen, and gas. Gear tractor is in use and has already washed gears from the fire we had the other day. Our car wash was a very good success. We made $613 washing cars, and the firefighters set up a tent out there, and we're just giving out bracelets and everything else. Bracelets were being offered as donations, and they made another $114 in donations right there. So we're sitting down with the flag. So, our maintenance is on the road thing we got is truck 2's just getting it, up to date. We're getting everything up to date. Currently have 27 members on the roster, and including our 3 cadets. And I'm not asking for anything. And the smoke detector program. Forgot about that. We did receive 25 free smoke detectors from the Fire Safety Alliance. That program will start next month. You'll be allowed to put smoke detectors in any resident in the village of Tilton for free. The number will be determined by how much square footage and how many veterans they have. So we will put it in for free. The only thing we have to do to keep the program going is fill out a form and log into their website. Once we get down to 10 smoke detectors left, as long as we kept up with, giving the information and doing the training on smoke detectors, they will keep us supplied at 25. So a free program for the village. You got accepted it. Good.
Would you go to the
Yeah, I'm with you. So we have, I'd recognize, Jack Clifton, I'm going to for this one. I wrote a little speech for Jack. Right, I realized I did that. But Jack has been on the department for a very long time, and Jack has, as deputy chief, he's retiring, and he's going to become a life member with us, so that is, he's still going to run fire calls. He's not going to be required anymore to, show up meetings or training, but Jack has already said he plans on at least paying it 1 month, and still be part of the training with us, so. I'd like to start by saying, my true honor to stand before you today, to mark a milestone that is both extraordinary and deeply personal to many of us here. Today, we are gathered not just to recognize the promotion, but to celebrate a legacy of Deputy Jack Clifton. Deputy Steve. Everybody see you are. After 46 years, 8 months, and 9 days of unwavering commitment, tireless service, and steadfast leadership, Jack is being promoted to a life member. A title that not only reflects his longevity, but the lasting impact he has on all of us, including me, on this department, and on the community he has served. Jack, yours is a career that cannot be summed up by titles or time alone. You've worn the uniform of honor, led with courage, mentored with patience, from the early days of service to the most recent as deputy chief. You've been very consistent with this. The person others look to calm in chaos, wisdom is uncertainty, and strength when it's needed most. You not only shape the department, you help shape people, including me, for other reasons. Your influence lives in the decision we make, the standards we uphold, and the example we follow. Being named a life member is not simply a retirement from duty, it's a permanent place of honor. Hard-earned and well-deserved. It signifies that while you may be stepping away from the front line, your presence, your values, and your legacy remain with us always. Jack, on behalf of everyone here, thank you for your 46 years, 8 months, and 9 days of service. That has been nothing short of exceptional. Right.
The chief would ask me to say a few words, and, you know, so I wanted to tell you this. It's very nice. Thank you, chief. All I can say is that it's been an honor and a privilege. Work alongside some great people. And a lot of them here in this room. So, chief, thank you, and I look forward to continued service.
Thank you, Jack.
For those of you that do not know Jack Clifton, he lives in Northern Illinois. He would come down here every week to the fire department. That's dedication. Thank you. Next week.
Next, there is a letter that is on your tablet that I have brought to the board. I started with, trustee Mike. And I'm recommending that Lieutenant, Cameron Work be promoted to captain.
Any questions?
I need a motion to appoint Cameron York captain. Make it, of the Tilton Park.
I'll make a motion.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Trustee Cameron.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets. Trustee Jones. Yes. Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Congratulations, Cameron.
They want, for you,
Cleans up well.
EMS coordinator, Bush Bills.
The ambulance service, has over 87 dispatches, total 52 during the day, 24 at night, covered all of them. 52 total with, I'm sorry, in total. 24 day, 25 nights. We were busy on 3 calls, we had 3. 12 to Oakwood, 1 to Georgetown, 1 to Danville, that's 22. We've done, 5 transfers over the past month. I am requesting, and everyone, you have a letter on your, tablet, that, hire, Jana Heiser, pre-hospital emergency room nurse, as a full-time employee to pick up the third spot that was full-time that had been vacated since last summer.
I need a motion to accept the hiring of Jana Hyder to the EMS system.
I'll second it.
Trustee Hammond. Yes.
Trustee George. Yes. Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee Simmons. Yes. Trustee Keith.
Yes.
Trustee Reidenberg.
Yes.
Congratulations. And that's all I have. Update on the ambulance that's been out service, still out service. 1%. The Zenimax, getting the report or wait for the report to come in. They did have to replace the battery because both batteries were boiled. Even though they were showing good, it boiled at both batteries. They did take were able to fix the inverter. They changed where it was located at the unit, from being flat on the floor to being mounted on the wall. And also took and drilled holes in the doors on the inside and put finish them so that it creates more air. And that's what they're finding, that they found was that it was just getting so hot, that's why that, they quit working. But it was partly man-made error and then partly equipment error. So as soon as, and I did talk to Brian about putting it in as a reserve, and he strongly suggested not to run it until the one on more. He says maybe that could be some problem because it is a backup unit that we run it for a while, get some miles on it. We replaced the engine at 10,000 miles or 17,000 miles, and it's only got 10,000 miles added to it in over a year's time. So he says, and I feel he should run it. So that's probably what we're gonna do. And that's all I've got.
Okay, thank you. Peter, we're gonna hold up on you. We just got notified that we're gonna have to make a phone call to Jared McMorris, do the interview, and forget you for it.
And not sure if you're aware, this is all we got.
Jared Morrison.
Yes, Jared, we're here, you're off the phone, but I don't know if people can hear you out in the crowd, but we'll go ahead and then let you do your presentation.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you all for having me. I do appreciate the technology issue there. As well as being able to use the camera or the mic turn on for me there. So I know I've been working with Tiffany Jones in the past on your guys' program that's been in place since 2013. Referendum was passed in 2013. You guys have been a part of the Vermillion County consortium to purchase their residential electricity energy together for the last 12 or 13 years. Your current contract is expiring in December. We're looking at the market right now and seeing a good favorable time for your buying group of about 40 communities, including 9 Vermillion County communities, to go out to bid again. At this time, we're planning on, as of right now, we've got everyone in mind. You're one of the last ones that I needed to reach out to.
And so far, we've not had any issue or problems, but we're planning on a bid day or signing an execution day of the, here towards the end of the month, or getting everything wrapped up by the end of the month. So the way this normally always works is, we have suppliers, multiple suppliers that bid on the business, and as right now, we're looking at a 17-month term. That's the sweet spot. And then we would send a DocuSign agreement to Tiffany, and she would execute from the winning supplier. And it all has to be done on the same day. So pretty much gives, somewhere between 3 to 36 hours notice that contracts will be coming, so that we make sure that people are in the office. We follow up that day with a text to let them know it all has to be done on the same day, like 4 p.m., so that it all can be booked and executed and countersigned from the supplier's standpoint. Home Field has been your supplier over the last 13 years. They just so happened to win the bid. They are in the bid mix again this time. There are 3 other suppliers, though: Direct Energy, Constellation, and Calpine Energy. I provided you all with a PowerPoint presentation that talks about the issues that we're currently facing, the landscape we're currently facing in the Inland Territory, actually all the way across the United States, the energy crunch that we're currently under. And then also the Excel spreadsheet shows the lifetime savings of the program over the 13 years. I believe the lifetime savings is pretty significant, and it looks as we've expected over the years that this program is a marathon, not a sprint. There are times where Ameren has been lower, but the majority of the time, and the majority of savings show that the program is doing what it should be doing. As if someone had stayed in the program over its life cycle for all 13 years, rather than say approximately 900 years. So I think those are kind of the gist of everything that I kind of wanted to get across here today, but I'm more than happy to take questions. I hope that you guys can hear it clearly. I do apologize again about the technical issues there.
Anybody got a question for here? Nobody's stepping forward here.
That's fantastic. Well, the next steps would be I would let Tiffany know when the rest of the group is going out to bid, and just so she's aware that the contract, the DocuSign contract will be done probably by the end of the next week or two. Okay.
All right.
Thank you all for your time. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Okay, back on track. Public Works Director.
Nothing major, been going clean up the alleyways, cutting overgrown brush back, did some grading the month prior, to get them cleaned up. Ameren reached out to Chad and I about coming basically back into town. They got phase 3 complete. They're coming back starting early August, back into phase 2, which they skipped over. 2 covers, basically, basically all the dales from Kingsdale over to Ferndale, down to Coach, well, probably all the way down to Lassland and then back up to the train tracks. That whole area will be started in August for the gas project upgrade. Metro's moving right along. They're coming up into the woods area, streets. So far, everything that I've seen or heard, no complaints. They're doing as they should or supposed to be doing. Everyone knows G Street lights are on. Yay. I did have something to bring up. No action needed on it. I talked to Sean Dowler. He's the guy that shoots off our fireworks show. I just kind of inquired, like, I knew what we spent, but I was curious what other communities spend around us, such as Bismarck and places like that, that he shoots the shows at. He said that we are the lowest fireworks show that he shoots in this area. Bismarck, Oakwood, everyone's basically double or more than what we pay. I would like to see down the road for next year if we can increase our spending on the fireworks show. Tilton's always been known for the fireworks show. And it seems like over the years, I know prices have gone up on things, but our spending on the fireworks hasn't. Now I'll be honest, I don't like our show. I think I shot a better one myself in the ballpark, just my opinion, but, he did want to, this is up to you to discuss at a later time. He did bring up about the community center for bingo. In trade with doing some work to make our show bigger, expand it. He would have to reach out to him for details on how all that wants to transpire. But other than that, I would just like to focus on next year's show, making it a lot better than what we have had in the past few years.
Well, I'd like to suggest with the Helen's birthday, that we should probably increase some anyway, even if the year out, that we drop back down, just,
Well, that-
Hey,
250.
what we pay this year?
7,000.
Yeah, it's been stuck at that since like 2000 and maybe seven.
Bismarck and Oakwood spent 17,000,
Yeah, I mean, that's.
or not 17, yeah, 17.
And that's a big,
When the Redneck game took over the fireworks from the Lions Club, they were $7,000. That's what we paid. And so we really not increased that amount since 2007.
that's become one of our biggest nights here in Tilton.
That's huge, yeah, we've got, if I had to guess, probably 700 people at the park. And that's huge, it's an ass kicker.
And like TJ says, I've heard from outside people that when they're told fireworks, they do the best and they're like nothing. I don't have an answer for that.
I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have other than that.
look at your, government partners.
Month of June, officer ran 329 calls for service for the month. 16 arrests were made. 15 PNTs during that time. Officers also issued 76 traffic citations and 24 warnings. During that month, they also issued 5 ordinance violations. Things moving on well. Our newest officer in his final stage of training. So hopefully he'll be done in about 3 weeks. Be on his own as long as there's no problem. I do, however, in making one request, part of putting the new unit together, I missed it on the last quote. I had a quote for $2,070 to add the new radar into the new unit. That was left out of the last.
There's a motion to have, radar for the new unit from my quote for $2,070.
How much? Trustee,
Yes.
Trustee Simmons. Yes. Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee George. Yes. Trustee Rayburn.
Yes.
Trustee Henry.
Yes.
All I have.
Sewer plant operator, Ted Kessler.
Thanks for our little walk behind loader, we're great, we got the basement about 3/4 of the way full, so far, no problems with it. For money, it's been awesome. We had a visit from the EPA last week, everything went good. Plus they sent the letter to us, but everything went good. We got some mechanical issues, at the plant. We're trying to work through them. Been talking with Tom. It's not having contractors not coming back to fix anything. So probably work on it. Get some stuff together, get back to the board, do from there. Maybe maybe want one now or
No,
down the road.
we don't set it tonight, but maybe before the next board meeting. I'll let you get your stuff done first.
We just had a lot of issues with them not coming back to repair stuff. TJ noticed, we just had some issues last night, some stuff here down. Anyway, other than that, it's running good. I'm asking for, we have a lift station on 13th Street, one of the newer ones. It went out of warranty in March. And it lost the VFD drive. Got a quote from Anderson Electric to replace it, put a brand new one for $8,241. They also suggested taking the old one and would have it refurbished and have it for a spare, for $3,757. So right now, that lift station's run off one time.
So that's second quote.
The second quote was for refurbishing the old one that's in there. For $3,757. Then we'd have it for a spare. This will be out of the 5 new lift stations. There's 2 VFD drives in each one. So out of 10 VFD drives, this will be number 5. So, I think it's just, everything's built during COVID. That's been one thing, it's been really the only thing we've had issues with other stations.
Okay. Any question? Need a motion for the VFD replacement for 13th Street lift station for Anderson Electric, not to exceed $8,500.
No.
Okay,
You got them both in the same quote.
and refurbish the old unit for $3,750.
Second.
Trustee,
Yes.
trustee Henry,
Yes.
trustee Whiteman,
Yes.
trustee Sam. Yes. Trustee Barnes,
Yes.
trustee George.
Yes.
Just for the record.
$11,998 total, Lori.
Okay.
So you're not.
That's about time to eat. That's all.
What?
11,000.
Here,
That's close to 12.
Number 4, sure, something.
Good. This is supposed to be 2.
Yeah.
It's something we, just take it from there.
I mean, where is he at? Or is he not? Why is Dave not here? Is he not?
I could say.
He's busy?
This one's.
I'd like to see him start coming to me. So we pop
I agree.
We'll just go ahead and table 11.1 till next month. And we'll try to get the building inspector here. Present us.
Yeah, 'cause it'd be nice to know how he's gonna, how helping, I mean, that's part of it.
Well, there's a good possibility that, Tiffany might talk to him with some percent, but she's feeling nice, but she's gonna make it so.
Still.
IT department is not covered. Okay.
I'll chime in for IT real quick.
Okay.
The Route 1, excuse me, Southgate traffic camera. He's got it all ready to go. We're just trying to figure out a time, possibly next week, to get it up and get it back online again. That's all he has.
Okay, clerk.
All right, I have 6 FOIA requests to fill. I prepared 5 and attended 5 onboard meetings, posted agendas, completed minutes, all of one. Ever sitting off of municipal court, met with 2 families in reference to costs on cemetery. Obtained a temporary license plate for electric vehicle. For the Eagles building. Configured swing out the posting box schedule for EMS permits. We billed $106,233.99 in charges. Posted $48,062.51 in payments. And adjusted $47,266.04 in mandated investment. I reviewed 89 runs for buildings, verification of insurance, address, and verified and report completed on the DT site for adequately developed.
Yes.
Verifying the GMT payback invoice for payments received for the last 2 quarters of 2024, first quarter of 2025, there should be about $57,000 for payback. Tilton scheduled 5 VA transfers, filled 3 calls for staff VA transfers, unable to fill due to lack of staff.
That all?
Any questions? Thank you, Laura. Treasurer, Trustee Ward.
I'll bring this one. So I went and made the banking process. I was reconciled all the bank statements. I did payroll and paid the taxes. I filed the monthly rate report for IMRF. The quarterly and employment report was filed. All the invoices, that was received, I entered into QuickBooks and everything out tomorrow. I prepared the finance report. I'll forward it to Voyas and our audit starts August. That's all.
Any questions?
Good job, Cass.
All right. Member report. June 25th, I had a meeting with Paul Tapman and the owners of the family restaurant that's going to be built by the bank. We had a discussion, the two owners are going to build. But the one gentleman sat there and said that he has to envision what he wants to build, so it could take up to a year before he envisions what he. That's, but what we asked him to do is if he could possibly create a restaurant that's a little on the upper middle class scale. That way their business people and professionals will have a place to go and hopefully will be able to create jobs and bring stuff to this town. And he said that's exactly what his plan was. So that's it, we're looking right now. June 26th, I had a meeting with Kiss Country about advertising. We've, everybody knows, we've been trying to do a lot of marketing, and Kiss Country stepped forward and helped us out on a different marketing campaign. I should say not marketing, but I should say advertising campaign for the events that we have, 4th of July, and so forth. June 26th, we had Board's committee meeting. I sat in on. June 29th, I had a meeting with Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. They reached out to us, myself, City Daniel Mayor, Westville Mayor. He wanted to come down and speak with us about the things that the kind of problem we have around in our area. He's looking to run for Congress again. June 30th, I attended the solar meeting in Catlin, which was the informational meeting that Clerk Rice put on. July 1st was at a raffle meeting. July 3rd, met with the Ranch Chevrolet manager. It was a meet and greet. Bob fairly set it up because we've never met him. And during that process, we also talked about some things that Chevrolet would like to do, maybe in the future. Had another meeting with Kiss Country. This time she came back, wanted to know about future advertising. July 8th, had with the Bermuda Advantage Coffee Talk, it was a round table of business owners. You have coffee, cookies, and everybody just gets together, talk, and find out about everybody's business. July 9th, I was at, with Tiffany, went to the Bermuda Advantage Legislative Roundtable. The key speakers at this was, President of DAX, our Senator Faraci, Brandon Swider ended up having a double commitment, so he couldn't make it there, but we also had the representative for Ron Kelly, our congressperson, and the second congressional district. Very interesting meeting. So the questions were asked to apply why we can't get stuff here. So Senator Faraci pretty much told us that border counties are in trouble because of the way the states ran and how business friendly they are. That he understands it's been a long way from, so the question was put back to him, what are you gonna fix? Because we need to get here here. Finance meeting on July 9th. July 11th, had a department head meeting. July 16th, yesterday, I had a meeting with Bermuda Advantage and the professional development meeting. Virgil was supposed to go, but he had something come up, so I asked John Marsh to go with us. During that, I got a phone call, Channel 3 wanted to do an interview about the fire department fire station raffle. So I did that after the meeting with Bermuda Advantage. That's pretty well summed up what I've done since last board meeting. Any question? Now, I will bring this up, as far as actions I've taken. I knew the solar was gonna be part of the issue coming here tonight. So I reached out to the Attorney General's office, the Office of Environment. What I got replied to from the Attorney General was, we do not give legal advice. I do not want a legal advice. I wanted state statute, anything that pertains to solar. They will not give it. They finally sent me something today that I have to email them, and they will bounce it around from different departments and departments to see if they can help me out.
Just found, you thought it was just for turbines.
Or-
I you thought the setback on that, but it's just for turbines. I just found a legal document that says it's for turbine and solar and not the main Australia.
To the public act,
Yes,
public act 110123.
yes, and it says.
And if you look at that, it only pertains to the county. It says the municipalities are the exclusion.
Yeah.
When you get into the municipality.
There's an F for some of us, do the care, I like the Reader's Digest version, because we also have the other one. Existing zoning ordinances covering the 1.5 mile extraterrestrial jurisdiction continue to have authority to regulate commercial wind and solar development within that area, even with the enactment of Public Act 102-1123.
We have the right to regulate. That does not mean we have the right to stop. We have the right to regulate.
You have the right to tell them you cannot build any solar panels in that area.
You cannot, that's not regulated, that's be not either. And I'll tell you why, look at finish here, and I'll tell you what. I also talked to the Vermillion County Board of Bureaus. I talked to the Vermillion County Board Sheriff, who hired an attorney from out of the county, not a deacon, the county, without hiring an attorney. They hired the state's attorney, attorney, Andrew Kite. I spoke with Andrew Kite because the Vermillion County Board Sheriff did feel that our attorney was skilled enough in this issue. After my conversation with Andrew Kite, Attorney Andrew Kite told me that our attorney is spot on as to what we are allowed to do. I spoke with David Weather on this issue also. So that's what I'm explaining to you. You can regulate, but the state, that's how the county got, and this is from Mr. Kite. That's how all the counties got into a problem. They all started doing moratoriums to push them off and not letting solar build. That's when the state stepped in and created that public act where they sit there and told the counties, here is your new ordinance. If you have an ordinance, you will replace it with this. These are the regulations you have. You cannot regulate any higher than what we assigned you.
That is incorrect, because they had a window of time to add other ordinances to that. Each county had a limit, had a set time limit. They could add other ordinances that still were within the framework of the law. So it wasn't.
No, they can regulate, but they cannot regulate beyond what the state standard has been set. They can regulate all they want to, but they can't go above the state standard.
I think we have different lawyers that are disagreeing on that 1.5 mile.
Well, we also heard all this too, so Tiffany, I cannot remember the county, can you remember the county spell? She called a county, and we're headed to county be solar. She called the county board chairman up, county board chairman told her, we got our butts kicked in court. We got found guilty of a criminal offense. We had to, they settled out of court and the solar field went in.
I clearly am not going to agree because I'm reading the law and I don't. And
Yeah.
I've also talked to.
Let's look up one other law, like, look up one other law. It's in the Constitution. It's the Fifth Amendment. It's property rights. I wish for you to study that law. Because that is owned by the Latter-day Saints. and by the Constitution, they are allowed to do with their property that they deem fit under the law and through regulation.
Let me ask you this, has there not been a lot of controversy before when hog farms wanted to come in? And the neighbors didn't want to be around the hog farm for various reasons?
It may have been, but I'm just telling you, the Constitution gives property rights. And to be honest with you, there's been situations where people have tried to stop something and they have lost control. Because of property rights.
Are you saying that you're gonna let them build clear up to your?
I tell you, I'm gonna let the whole board know this right now, and I'll let you know so it stops all the. Talking to Mr. Kite, talking to our attorney, what we will do, if and when they file a petition, for a permit,
Application.
we will put in a moratorium on to design an ordinance for solar with it for outside our corporate limits for a 1.5 mile zone. After that, the special use permit, the issuance of a special use permit will have regulations. 1, 600-foot setback. 2, minimum 8-foot high fence. 3, growth or solid fence so people can't see that. 4, you're going to maintain whatever growth you have in there, 10 inches. You can't let it go any higher. You're going to have retention areas within that. They will be tested prior to solar going in. They will be tested yearly. For any contamination, the report will come back to the village and also go to the residents. They will have to post on every entrance who the contact person is. That will also be passed out to all the residents.
Including noise level.
The inverters will be housed. They will not be in the open. They will be stationed at a point furthest away from the nearest resident or building.
Is this something that's going to be, that's going to be brought to the board?
Yes, yes.
It was exactly.
This is just a rough draft.
Because we're really like, not there. First time we're hearing.
Well, this is just a rough draft.
You guys know, this is the first time we're hearing of this.
This is just a rough draft. When it's done, Dave was on vacation. He's going to get with me.
Well, it's not necessarily-
And bring it to the board.
Have you thought about setting up the zoning before they file their application?
Yeah.
I do the zoning, but what I'm saying to you is, from what I've heard from everybody else, from what I've heard in the room, nobody got an answer to anything. I'm not speaking for the board, I'm speaking what I will recommend. The boards will still have to vote on everything. What I'm working on with the moratorium, what we're working on with the regulations, the board will have to vote on. My recommendation is to do the moratorium, the special use permit, and the reason being is I took an oath of the Constitution, and the Constitution covers property rights. And I will follow the Constitution.
What do you mean by property rights? I mean, because we all have properties and we have ordinances that there's certain things we can't do on properties. So that's why I'm asking, what do you mean by property rights?
Yeah, okay, here, I'm going to tell you another.
I'm wondering if any ordinance tells me I can't do something on my property, if they're like, no good, I can do it anyway.
The due process clause, as well as the Fifth Amendment, takings clause, taking may occur in a couple of situations, in the domain where the municipality seeks to acquire the property, and in adopting regulations that are unreasonable, disproportionate, or unrelated to the circumstances giving rise to the regulation. Property rights are not completely free from a municipality's ability to regulate. But the ability to regulate is not unfettered. Attempts to completely prohibit use have been challenged and struck down. Any regulation has to bear some relationship to the particular instance involving the potential use of the property. And the regulation must have substantial support to withstand any challenge, especially if the regulations severely restrict a property owner from putting their property to a use that will have significant economic advantage to them. That was from our attorney. I have been working, studying, and working on this for a month and a half.
I think Becky's been doing it for 2 years, haven't you, Becky?
I have.
So can you not?
She's been writing for 2 years, but what have you had accomplished?
What have I got on? Your little project is sitting in the court spinning right now, and it's not good, not one bit of it has been done. That's what I want.
Do you have, is your solar, is it both, or?
It's all at this point, they're waiting to see how that goes before they file their turbine.
Well, like I said, that's my recommendation to the board. That will be my recommendation. They will have input into the regulations. We're just drafting it right now, but that will be my recommendation to the board. Is that I took an oath to support the Constitution. And in that Constitution, I just read it to you.
I appreciate the viewpoint. My question is, would you be better off to start working on your zoning before Enterprise actually files an application with the county?
That was with the recommendation of 2 lawyers.
Well,
Why it
well,
is still
we
here.
got there.
Because the ordinance, even with the ordinance, you cannot overregulate.
Agriculture, a mile and a half outside the city limits. Then they have to go through a rezoning process before they can even start an application.
That's when you get the special use permit, they would have to go through the zoning. To get a special.
That creates a hurdle, but I guess.
But the other thing I was going to require of them too was, is because of the decimation of pheasant quail around here, one of the things I brought up is to create a habitat to repopulate this area with pheasant and quail using the solar area. Because the rats can't get to it. The 600-foot buffer for every quarter mile, it's 18 acres of farmland. There's a lot of things I heard was because it wasn't farm, production. The production can still be there. At the greatest level, no. Right now, the University of Illinois Co-op is working on a system that, I can't remember the name of it, ag something or other, but it's a combination of agriculture and solar combined. I don't think that idea is that good because you're mixing the cross in with the solar panels, and you can't contain the solar panels to an area. Now they're scattered out.
And I'm not disagreeing with some of the stipulations on the special use permit. What I'm asking is there a benefit to going ahead and zoning that agriculture to try and push that off? Because you can't put a solar farm on it.
Well, if you look at.
You have to rezone.
If you get public act, it says agriculture, industrial.
I'd like to sneak in here just for a quick second. I think, I appreciate all the information you've given, because I know you worked at looking at some of it, but I feel like, and I'm not gonna speak for everybody here, please speak up, but it's confusing. And I feel like if we had an attorney present for the board, for example, to ask questions, whether it's Dave or whether it's Mr. Kite, maybe both. Maybe we get one opinion and then we get another opinion, and then we can form an opinion at that point. And then we can say, okay, now we've heard it. Not that we don't believe you, or I should say, not that I don't believe you, but then when I come up with questions, I can ask the attorney, when I have the answer coming back to me, maybe it makes more sense to do that. Understand what I'm saying? That's my suggestion. We can sit here all night and talk about whether or not we can do this or this, and this action is this, and blah, 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 blah.
I think I would love to have an
That-
attorney in front of that.
My
Question
The
about that.
only reason I did this was, these folks have went to 200 meetings or more, and they have never received an answer. So I wanted to give them my opinion on what I would recommend, because they've been to meetings and have no answers.
May I ask something that you keep? I've been contacted with several other counties, 15 other counties. Mr. Kite represents a lot of those counties. And Mr. Kite
he frustrates a lot of people because, and I'll do it this way. I've had multiple people ask me this question. Does he really work for the county or is he working for the Linder Solar Factory? There's.
I hate to say this, that you guys fall back on everything. If they don't go with you, they go for the solar company. You have accused even us, who we don't.
I never did, I never did.
Well, no, your group, within your group, you accused us of doing things we're doing. We don't get nothing out of it. We don't even tax.
Well, here's one thing I can say, maybe this probably is the reason I might have thought this, because at the Q and A with Earthrise, you and Brandon said up front, didn't ask one question. After it was all over, you two were up there talking to Earthrise.
Oh.
That looks sneaky to everybody. That looks like backdoor stuff going on. This is what I'm just telling you, but the way everybody's seen it. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys didn't ask one question, but afterwards you two.
I have the right to go speak to anybody.
You did.
Okay. That's.
You didn't have the right to ask any question in front of everybody, but you didn't.
So the question had nothing to do, there was no question, it was a comment to them. There was no question I had.
And
It was a
I'm
comment.
just saying, what I'm just saying, what people were seeing is what made them question.
No, they've been doing this to every form, community, so if, I'm finished, if you're
well,
not.
I would like to point out one more thing. Well, it's kind of a question. Do you think it is right, because Tommy Hill provided legislation for a state's attorney or her legal assistant to, bully, coerce, force a county board to vote a certain way, even though it's illegal and against state and federal law? So what's your feeling on that?
You'd have to have more than that, I mean, because the way that statute is written, a county board, and that's not so.
But they threaten to be sued and lose their house, their bank account, if they don't vote a certain way. That your township attorney or village attorney,
Did he do that?
not your village attorney, but there's other legal entities associated with this county that have. So we've been told repeatedly by various county board members. So it goes really deep, and that's why people are really passionate about it.
Well, I wish people would be passionate enough to understand, nobody's here tonight, you got hunters out there, I lay you off, they are strong Second Amendment people. I wish that if you apply it to the Second Amendment, or you apply it to every amendment to the Constitution.
So
My recommendation is, that's what I'm gonna recommend.
So if a group of hunters came in and voiced their not wanting it, then that would matter.
What voice does the people that actually own the property have?
Well, that's my point. If they're affecting their neighbors,
Okay, we do that. What's to stop the government from telling you what color your house is gonna be, what kind of roof you're gonna put on it, because you're doing away with property rights.
okay, so
Owners have rights.
I do live next door to Chad. So you're saying, by all rights, I can go out there and I can blare music as loud as I want. You're gonna go looking around it and blast him out of his house. And that's okay, because it's my property, I can do whatever.
Reading about property rights, it's within the legal bounds. Laws cover even property rights. There's laws within the property rights from the local governments that do not allow certain things to happen. But at the same time, you cannot deny a person wanting to do something with their property. But they have to do it within the legal bounds. So let's go ahead and move on.
I got a question real fast. You said you guys collected $44,000 to go towards your attorney,
Yes,
and you only spent $4,000 so far,
yes.
and it is in the courts,
Pardon me?
and it is in the court right now?
At this point, we are not directly involved in that court case. To have done that, we would have had to have 2 or 3 people who live right next to that project sign neighbor agreements. Then we would be actively involved in that lawsuit. But quite honestly, I think, Mural offered enough money to a couple of people that live there and gave them good neighbor money to be quiet.
That's it.
So that's why you're not in the courts.
That's why we are not directly involved in the court case.
Let's move on. Mike, did you want to bring up, number 17 and Pentecost?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still trying to grasp around my head here. The Indigos, I'd like
Thanks,
to,
Becky.
thank you, Becky.
Thank you.
I'd like to propose that we go ahead and look at the Indigos for next year, July 4th, at a cost of $5,500. That's the same thing they charge this year. As we all know, July 4th is going to come up pretty quick with this thing, so that's what the proposal is.
Is it need a motion to hire Indigo van for July 4th, 2026 for $5,500?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, sir.
Trustee Burns.
Yes.
Trustee Henry.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets. Trustee Sam.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee Hayward.
Yes.
Oh, Mike, I got the service, you know, give it to editors for.
Okay. As far as the ordinance goes, I think that we probably should set an ordinance meeting just to review some of this solar stuff. I go back to my comment earlier about the lawyers and things like that. I think we should look at doing that so we all get our questions out. It would be my opinion, so we'll set an ordinance meeting.
motion to do that now?
No, it's not on that.
Oh, because it ain't.
I think it needs to be tabled. Oh.
Well, I'm
About the
not talking about any of the,
non-social.
I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about ordinance meeting. And then we can kind of review some of the solar stuff and things of that nature and maybe refresh our memories on what we actually have and things like that before we jump into having a meeting with Wesner and whoever else we do. So we can communicate on that when it's ready. The raffle, I feel like the event went, kickoff event went pretty well. We had a pretty good turnout from the fire and outside. I've understood, what was going on. I want to say great job on the posts. I've seen a lot of social media posts out there that are getting shared and things of that nature. So that was good to see. Actually, good job on the backside getting things done. TJ found a little loophole and we fixed it real quick. So just so everybody understands, I'm just gonna say it. So the loophole potentially that we're fixing. So if you're selling a ticket to someone that has to pay online, you would just provide a ticket number to them to put online, and then still give them a stub, fill out the stub, and give them their portion. The ticket number would coincide with the stub that you turn in with her payment on her side. So that's just the clarification on that. If they're online, then they're just online, period. But just so that you understand the iMessage or the I'm responding message that went out. I did get some posters made of the posts with the two QR codes on that. TJ went out to pick them up today in between his ticket selling things that he does, but they were closed. So if you could get somebody else or somebody's pick them up or whatever in between that other stuff you do. So this weekend we'll set up a booth as well, and then we still just need to get with when Stephanie gets back. We have I sent her the picture that Butch gave me to the station to set it up on the table so we can give that that drawing, so. Other than that, I think everything, you have an idea of how many tickets so far, then,
18 online. And that's so cool.
yeah, so I mean, it's just an example, so 18 quickly online within the first 4 days, so that's good. It means everybody's out there, looking at it and just keep pushing it, would be my thing, you know. That's to make it successful, so, that's a good thing. I would also, have another suggestion, as far as when it comes down to committee meetings. That, with the conversations with solar and the ordinance meeting, and I know you led into somebody accused us of a backdoor deal or something, or trusting us or something. We didn't really elaborate on that, but my suggestion to that would be, if we have our committee meetings and we're live streamed, maybe that would, one, show transparency at a committee meeting. No, I'm sure about Lori on minutes and things like that. So that would be my suggestion. With everything we got going on, have them out in the boardroom, have them live streamed, and that way anybody, whether at work or wherever they're at, can chime in if they want to chime in. And just kind of do from there, but that would be my suggestion.
That's a good idea.
On that, just so it's that transparency, so you don't get the back and forth, especially with the thing.
Well, some things you want to be proud about. Committee work. Future development. Perspectives. You don't want to put that up in the public.
Wouldn't that be a committee executive?
Well,
You're not gonna have a personnel executive.
I'm saying, like, protected business, you know, you want to assess it.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a public meeting at that point, it would be an executive committee meeting, wouldn't it, Laura?
I'm just saying somewhere.
The only thing that you go that cannot be open and transparent with its personnel, sell property, and possible litigation. Western, I would ask Western to put up.
So you're saying if there's prospects of business can be, or can't be.
That's the way I interpret
Can't
it.
be what?
Cannot be closed.
Cannot be closed.
So it's gotta be out there.
And the thing that is, a lot of businesses don't want to be out.
Yeah, I can see if they ask, like say, you know, well, we don't want none of this out yet, because we're not sure. I can see that on the business, if the business don't want it out.
So I would
Yeah.
ask for clarification on that thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you go full meeting, full committee with three, then you form, but if you're not forming, you have two committee members. Then
That's what I'm saying, is that.
No, I
You
get
have to be careful that.
Yeah, if the business people don't want it out that you're talking to, yeah, I get that.
And I get it, I'm not saying we need to project every little thing, like you mentioned personnel, that's not what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
exactly.
a scenario of, you know, just trying to be transparent with people that are asking questions, they can only see.
More about.
Especially in controversial, shit
Well,
like that.
It's
I don't-
pretty simple.
Cass will verify this, or I do not meet anybody by myself. It's not one-on-one.
Oh, I think it is good for the transparency.
Well, Tiffany can't be there, George there, Cass there, or Lieutenant just has to be with, Virgil, he comes in. So there's never a one-on-one meeting. Okay.
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with you.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Well, it's just controversy.
Right.
That's what's being said at the other levels of government.
Exactly. And we don't want to be known as what's.
And I'm not transparent, that's why I did what I did. I'm not transparent, she knows what I think now, and,
Yeah,
but if it's her, she knows that the board has a vote.
yeah.
Moving on, I guess.
I get two things. So my next suggestion, that's not a committee, but let's fix the IT stuff so Kathy doesn't have to get up and go squint and get this thing. It looks so ridiculous to me. I'm embarrassed for myself. So please do whatever we have to do to fix that. That would be my suggestion. And then the last thing from, we did start the fire auxiliary back up, and there was about $575 on 50/50 and donations that we have, and I just give that to Cass tonight to start that. Courtney and Brooke Donovan are ahead of that and, run through the bill. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Did you get lost in our conversation?
Yeah, I'm listening. Listening to you all in.
No, it was really good, big bowl and all that.
Oh, yeah, dear, yeah.
Yes, we had some halfway issue things to say. I really didn't, that's another. Is that?
One thing, I told you the other day, I ran into Eddie. He was asking about the ambulance building, you know, his mom. We over that plaque you put on the front of that building.
Okay, when, typically, are you be back Monday, possible? Are you back, what, I'm sorry, because I know she was looking.
Was he?
Yeah, I know she was looking, but I don't know how far she went.
He's similar to the one we got out here in front, I suppose.
Yeah, I figured it was out of price like that, but. I guess not.
Something like that, or even if Joe can mix up something.
Well, the Glen to eat.
Oh, I understand what it is. Maybe a couple of days, could post it.
Well, I know she does, one of the triangular, I think she got one triangular, she looked at some other things, so, we'll just get working on it. She may have worked, you never know, she may have ordered.
That other place too, I forgot that other place is South Sunset up there and the sign, they're probably affiliated.
Yeah, I'm sure they're probably, yeah, we'll,
We need to address it.
okay. Oh, yeah.
That, but that's,
I have nothing, just want to apologize for missing the, finance committee, Lori and Virgil. Or Courtney, what did I say? Courtney, Virgil.
Okay. Alan?
Yes, I'm.
Corey?
No, just congratulations, Cam, and thank you, Jack, and welcome aboard, June. I've heard a lot of great about you.
Virgil, Courtney. Need a motion to approve the finance committee meeting minutes of July 9th, 2025, as attended by Virgil and Courtney.
if you want.
Yeah. So.
No.
She got it.
Trustee Dorr.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is one of the real, where you got that, you got the other Facebook thing. That's what it's here.
Well, no, it's not passed. There's a couple of questions and I think he can answer. Are you just gonna try to pass over the next two? Is that what, because there's nothing, is that what you're talking about?
Well, yeah, well, it says here, the table, so next one.
What?
The 9 o'clock, the social media table due to not having wording from Western yet, so.
Well, that's just a suggestion.
And we've still talked about some things, I guess. Chris and I were talking about Knox Block, Brian's in on a little bit, just to kind of get this on our minds. The number of businesses, I think we roughly have a little over 115, 120, somewhere around there. Some of the questions I had for Chris, was that if Danville, did anything to help, their, nonprofits and businesses and things of that nature, his answer was no. I kind of figured that, but, because that was one of our questions we had in our committee meeting about the Knox boxes, to help out. So that gives that answer. I'd like to know from a fire department standpoint, we take County Market, for example, that complex. I know we can put one box on there, and put all the keys in there, but from a fire department standpoint, would you rather see a box at every business or just one?
I mean, I use town centers, the example, there's one Knox spot for every business except Save a Lot, they have their own. But other than that, that covers everybody in that whole complex. We just go straight to that hot box, and when responding, grab the keys, and then we proceed to whatever building.
So there's not really a huge response.
No, more than
Issue.
because their policy will be for hot box search, get the keys out.
That was my question, because if it's an Knox box there at the other end of the building, it's like, what do you?
Yeah, we just need to know what's at.
And then would we purchase the Knox boxes as a village, and then the business would purchase them from us, or how, what would you suggest?
So they go online and they buy it online and we approve it that they are a business in their jurisdiction. The box is shipped then, they mount it on the wall, they contact the captain's office, we come out, lock keys in there, you're going to take lock in. I have to really look into, you know, if we get home, somebody told me that there are signs of business, I never confirmed that. So, that's something we probably could have here, if you come right here and get picked, but they don't have to wait, but usually they're about weeks out. Once they apply, they get.
I guess I just didn't really know the process as far as, you know, if somebody would have got their own and.
Yeah.
And that was my
Call
fault.
online, you can call online, they go to the fire department, goes to Tilton, and it pops up which ones we allow, what Knox boxes we allow.
It was real simple when Brian did it, still a couple of years ago, not mine, get one for us. It was real simple, you put in who your, municipality district fire is, and then it gave you the options. Not all the options fell under the Tilton fire, but I think it did like 4 or 5 options. You paid one, you paid for it, and that thing showed up like 2 or 3 days.
Nice.
Nothing longer now.
Gotcha.
It was very, very simple.
They actually make our key cylinder in-house, so it's not like they're just sitting, they make them right there, so.
Gotcha. That helps, because I know that is some of the questions that we had.
Yeah, do that.
So, everybody. Is there any questions on the Knox box? Chris, and we'll get something together for the next meeting. We could talk about it ordinance again.
Yeah, but we get it here also, if somebody want for the house where somebody who's.
There was a house out there.
Alex and I had a discussion last night, we talked to him, but I didn't talk before, and he was heated about it, about residential knockbox. And I think that a residence, that's an awful lot of money for them to spend. And the question to Chris was, for me, was what if we looked at a cheaper type of a lockbox for a residence? And how would we be able to have one key to unlock all those? That they would, we're looking maybe at $20, $40 lockbox, but an elderly person or a fixed income person will be able to afford, as opposed to a Knox box brand. Not that I don't like Knox box brand, but it's an expensive brand.
Sure.
And Chris suggested, and it's still something we need to talk about, is that we might be able to get a lock, whether it be a Knox box lock or a master lock, where we have one key that will open multiple locks. But that key in our Knox box and the animals is for the resident. Every resident would have a knockoff of a Knox box on their apartment or their house. And we would have to help them, or we would have to purchase the multiple locks to put on it. That one key would open those multiple locks of the house. Trying to make it a cheaper way.
No, yeah,
for the resident.
I'm with you, because I'm kind of saying.
A combination.
Yeah,
By both.
It's got ordination.
Well,
Kind of like a
real estate law.
Yeah, like, that's what I was gonna suggest, and then if you have the code is with.
Yeah, we'd have multiple codes.
Well, but then don't they send it out to you if you respond?
Not always, it's in that, for instance.
Sometimes you get, there's, like I was telling, but Knox makes a padlock too. So if that's the way, it's $100 for a padlock versus, master lock makes a central lock that we can have one key that opens all. And they're about $45. So they're about half the price of not.
I'd like for you to get some examples together on that. So when we go have the ordinance meeting, we can look at.
Yeah, I can
Look at that would be good.
I mean, we can purchase a knock, we could have the lock here, we could purchase a knock slot, just that for us, because they use it for changing fences. Anytime people lock the fence, and we put knocks on it, so we have access to it, we date to change. I can get it.
You know, I mean, you know, grandpa can't afford the Knox box, but she can.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this, you know, little simple.
Totally get it. Yeah. Okay.
Any questions on social media?
So what are we still waiting on Western?
Still waiting on Wesner to get back something. Tiffany.
It's been going on. How long?
We've been on vacation too.
A few months?
For a while.
You know, I made a motion, we shut comments off, and then if Dave Westner gets back to us, we turn it back on. But I think, didn't he say we could turn it on? I didn't talk. I didn't talk.
Tiffany.
He thought they said he said he did, but I make a motion, we shut them off.
On our village page.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then,
It should be information, that's what we're talking about.
it's just informational page anyway, and then if anybody, if Westner comes back eventually and says, we can't, then we'll have to turn them on. But, yeah, actually, I mean, this has been going on for 2 to 3 months.
He did say in his email that you can just make page new comments.
Because it's not a monitored page.
Which is not my.
So you have to motion to shut off, or can they just be shut off?
I'll see what it takes to go. Shut off the net.
Okay, I made the motion to shut them off.
I'm okay with that. A second.
Trustee Simmons.
Yes, sorry.
Trustee Warren.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Boone.
Yes.
Trustee Wagner.
Yes.
And then another issue that's come up is the Village of Tilton page commenting on other pages. I don't know how many people is associated with that as far as, what is it? What are the administrators?
Administration.
I know there's several administrators, but I think if you're commenting on another page, you should go under your name and not use the village's page to comment on other pages. Understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense to anybody?
So
You're
using,
looking at me like you don't understand.
no, I'm trying to follow that.
Like, for instance, if you're an administrator on that page,
Yeah.
if you want to comment on a different page, you should not be using the Tilton page. A comment under the Tilton page, because that represents Tilton and not the individual.
Right.
I don't know, if you're an admin on a page, I don't think you can, I'm not sure about Facebook needs very much. If you can comment, make a choice of, I want to comment as Village Tilton, or I want to comment as myself from you.
We'll use, for example, on.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you can use for example. So,
Because I did hockey.
well, that's what I'm saying. I think, like, for Bill, for example, if he's got a mayor's page, you know, because you want to communicate, I get it. And then there's the social media page for the village, then he would just use his mayor's page to comment on something if he wanted to make a comment. And then the village page, the comment shut off, is just strictly an informational golf cart parade thing.
Or just make it sound like
Streets
something
shut
like
down,
that.
whatever needs to go on, it's just that.
Does she look like Gary? That's the people down there. I got on there, I said, I can't do that. That's right, he won't go with it.
Oh, that's the one where, because they were asking, you would be on the page, and I said, and you did, you said it's me, then that's the name, so,
Yeah.
yeah, you did. You said you
But
did, forgot to put your name or something.
But if you count that on zone, then you would have to worry about who it is. So that would-
Right, yeah, you could, yeah. Not too many people say, I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Because even if, like, for example, okay, let's just say hypothetically, yeah. So if the example is an administrator who takes off, who doesn't accidentally put something on the page, okay? If you need to have a street closing for some reason, you got TJ who could post it. So it's not like you couldn't post something, it's just, it keeps you. Yeah, no, I get it.
You're reaching the law, so it's very good. I put on there, I think put on there about.
I didn't see anything at all. Yeah, that's the next page, you should be able to do whatever you want, because they know it's you. Because you're the only administrator, right?
Well, here's my problem. And there's page, and Tilton page, I pull back and forth on the same.
So you gotta be careful, yeah.
Yeah, so it just gets off the administration there.
Yeah.
And I think I'll trap them and I'm back over on the other page there.
Yeah.
Just tell him.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can.
Yeah, that way, you want to say, or just say,
Yeah, 'cause board members were getting through under the bus.
I don't know if that's most important.
I tell you what, I just want to say that, look, we don't want to go outside and I'll see you again.
Okay.
So,
Just everybody, I mean, I don't know who. 'Cause I'm sure anybody up here is on it.
No.
I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying anybody that's on it, it might be some.
There's only 4 or 5.
All right.
Even.
So if we just say it, we not, like, just make sure you are using your own page when you make comments, but if you wanna do an informational post, you can use the Tilton page.
there's a lot of comments like this, but that you go out here as American channel.
I haven't even seen their page, that hasn't even come across my Facebook.
Okay, 5.1, rezone 750 South Jefferson for public institutional to multi-family, that's the church. On Jefferson, they want to turn it into an old church. Yeah, what do they want? 2 apartments.
Is that the one on the corner of Moore and Jefferson? Is that even livable?
Years. But anyway, the soul.
Did we condemn that?
Change, no.
Whoever condemned it?
We condemned it before in the past, yeah.
So.
It'd be nice to get a plan in front of us before we could.
Yeah, we'll see.
Before we could, like the time frame there.
Well, that's what we're building.
Well,
Well, if he was here, we could ask.
We'll see his, we'll expect for.
Yeah.
yeah, we don't want you to have to have a meeting.
I don't think it's on his report.
Well, that what we hold on for the property itself, we're, to hold it up multi-family. The building itself could be expanded and condemned, but the property itself just the property would be resold.
Okay, gotcha. So we're not saying nothing on the building.
Yeah, no, this is all in the property.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm showing you.
But we can still do it on the property. Even if it did.
The property itself, yeah.
So I need a motion for, the area that rezone 750 South Jefferson for public institutional to multi-family, and it was recommended by our zoning committee.
On motion.
Second.
Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Trustee Gunderman.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Rainburn.
Yes.
Trustee Jordan.
Yes.
Trustee Barner.
Yes. Item 22, 1916 South Jefferson. Need to condemn it. Any questions?
I don't think that's the correct address.
I'm talking about.
I think it's supposed to be,
South Washington.
I think it's supposed to be Washington Street, not Jefferson.
Down there, like, gifts house,
Yes.
that barn.
Yeah. Or before we do the wrong thing.
Yeah,
I need a motion to table. I need a motion to table 1916.
It's the white church.
Says here Jefferson for continuing. I need to table it to the next month so we make sure we have it right.
Okay, that's.
Jonathan,
Yeah.
can't hear. Trustee Sheets. Trustee Barnes.
yes,
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Sims. Yes. Trustee Wayburn.
yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Sorry, just going back to his report that is on there for both these properties. So
Oh, Jefferson, I didn't see, it was,
there's the
the last time I just drove down Jefferson Street and it didn't look like it needed condemned, but.
1750 Jefferson's on there for him.
Oh, that's true.
And then the 1916, that's not Jefferson, but there's a Washington. That is on his report as well.
Yeah, so that's the one we choose to correct that.
This is just.
I'm just saying it's on for his report. It's very staff.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, just so everybody knows, you can see it.
We just, let's see.
Number 23. 820 Central. Get a motion here
The block, yeah, should the block.
It's the block apartments that face,
Ours.
Yeah.
This little mini pharaoh.
It's still got a sign. It's not that.
Well,
get it tore down.
I'll make a note.
I ain't gonna do it again, though, what you're saying.
Yes.
That's Wayburn.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets. Trustee Sims.
Yes.
Yes. That's what you did.
I don't know, I don't know exactly.
Item 44, need a motion for executive session personnel 5, INCF 120/2, C, 1, and property, 5, ICL, ILCS 1204/2, C, 6.
I'll make the motion.
Make a motion on that. Second.
Trustee Wayburn.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Smart people.
So.
Yep.
It's changing.
Need a motion? Hey, that's my cousin's name anyway, you got the wrong word.
Now, well,
Need a motion? Go back into regular session. Go move.
I second.
trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee Rayburn.
Yes.
Trustee Henry.
Yeah.
All right, number 25. Need a motion on a resolution R. Resolution 2025-0717, a resolution authorizing the conveyance of certain surplus real estate owned by the village of Tilton.
I'll make the motion. Second, either way.
Yeah, and that's the. Trustee Senate.
Yes.
Trustee Rayburn.
Yes.
Trustee Henry.
Yes.
Trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee George.
Yes.
I'm going to say something real quick after. In speaking with Western City, they need to go, he said that we actually passed an ordinance to not have to bid out property. I think we,
Tell them whatever price you put on.
well, if somebody came in today and said, hey, I want to buy 349ers, then you could take it and look at it and approve it and be done and not have to bid it out.
You just kills the value crop.
Yes. So he said there is an ordinance, we want a resolution because of the way it's presented, but we can't have an ordinance. We'll quickly set them up, so maybe we can. have
It's not for the ordinance
Yeah.
committee to talk about.
All right.
No, no worries.
Okay, any other motion from the executive session? Motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
There.
Trustee Rayburn.
Yes.
Trustee,
Yeah.
Senate.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Barnes.
Yes.
Trustee George.